Oh, hi you guys, and welcome to a prep stream. Now, you guys have to let me know what the sound levels are like because I have no idea. But welcome to the stream, no less. Now, I'm not going to do the shindig of the other thing. I'm just going to go today, and we're just going to look at what we are doing. So I am going to be using my branded Academy one-shot book. I'm going to start writing in that. If you want one, you can go and get one in our merch. And today we're going to look at preparing a module. Okay, so first things first, how do I prep for a one-shot? First thing I do, without even considering anything else, I wonder if I can flip that up the other way for you guys so you can see it the same way it's supposed to be seen. Configure video, maybe? Camera control? No, that's not it. We're looking for like flip vertical or something, aren't we? Flip vertical? Let's try that. There we go. Now you guys can see it just the same way I can, possibly. Yeah, you'll see. Okay, it's now back to front. Maybe we can also flip it horizontally. We're doing well. Mirror, mirror, mirror. Now, how do I change it from... I've got an option to flip it vertically, but not horizontally. Huh. Honk. Well, if anyone knows that, if anyone can Google that for me and tell me how to do that in Zoom, I'll do it for you. But in the meantime, it's just going to be back to front. So the first thing I do when I'm prepping for a one-shot is I write down the brief title. So today we're going to be playing the Marrow Mines. Okay, this one shot is designed for 4 first to third level PCs. I think we're running with 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're running with 5. So I might have to scale up some of the distances. Are there kobolds there? Are you using slobs? I don't know what slobs is. Are there kobolds in here? Yes. Yes, the Marrow Mines is full of kobolds. See, prep time. Time to scratch 5 note making skills. No, today I'm doing some actual prep. I don't know what slobs is, Catalyst. Unfortunately, I don't usually do all this prep stuff. Usually I just run it straight out of my head. Oh no, Streamlabs no. I just use regular OBS. I tried using Streamlabs OBS. I found it a pain in the ass. So I went back to the old school OBS. So yeah, there should be a way to flip the camera somewhere, I'm sure, but resolution, perhaps that might help. No, it's not helped at all. Maybe I can make it help.
But you're using kobolds. I love doing kobold voices.
Like I say, it is still back to front, but you can see it at least. Okay, so let's just get into it. So the Marrow Mines, that's the first thing I do. The next thing I do is I write down 5 encounters. For a 3-hour one-shot, I expect players to get through 5 encounters. Now, in this case, they're going to be gifted to us by the module, because they're already prepared. Kim, if you want to get in a one-shot, just send me a DM. Maybe in filters, you say. Audio, video filters. Video, no, not a delay. I don't want to put a delay in it. Effect filters. Crop pad. Image. Ah. No, that doesn't do it. Oh, hi, baby. We're doing some prep. Look at me prep. I'm actually prepping. It's a prep thing. Crop pad, like left, right. No. We don't want any of that either. No, I don't know. Just been feeling sick and tired. But how is married life teaching you? I hope it's working. Oh, of course, you've got your little thing in your belly. Helping you out. Right now, hang on a minute though. Right, I can't get too distracted by you guys. We've got half an hour really. I've got until about 10:30 my time to prep, so that gives us 45 minutes. So let's get this down, and then we can go to questions and discussing at the end. So the first thing I do, I expect them to get through 5 encounters. So I write encounter 1, encounter 2, count of 3, count of 4, and count of 5. Simples. Now, since we're running a module, we can have all the prep done here. So it looks like we've got some things. So I was taken by the evil dogs while camping near Agar's bog. They dragged me into their lair, and it wasn't until I escaped that I knew the truth of the place. A great and bony wing buried in the side of a hill. They chained me in the dark with a candle made from foul wax and forced me to dig at the marrow. Their bonds were poorly made, and I fled several days later while they slept. What purpose did they have in mining that marrow? I cannot say. This text does not specify any number of enemies in any given encounter. Tailor the number to suit the challenge level you wish to create. Perfect. Background: the Marrow mines are dug in and around the fossilized wings of the unnamed Leviathan. A small pack of kobolds lives and works in the mines, which are heavily trapped. Kobolds defend the area fiercely and patrol the region around the mine. At night, a handful of Urds make aerial surveys from the territory. The Urds live in the deep reaches of the wing's tips. The pack is led by Rikir, a large and brutish specimen who lost an eye in a fight with some nearby goblins. Rikir is responsible for the cunning traps dispensed throughout the place. So it sounds to me already, we've got our first NPC bad guy, Rikir. We're going to make a note of him, and probably shortly we'll put something in the Roll20 where we'll give him some stats, give him some special stats. I've got a feeling he's going to be a little bit different to your average kobold. We'll also be getting kobolds in a second. I'll also have a look at getting some music as well that we can use, looking at getting some royalty-free music. Just realized you guys can actually see me like scratching my arm and stuff, which you can't usually see. Yeah, have to be careful of that. What else can you see down here? Right. So, the Marrow mines are dug in and around the fossilized wing. I've already done the bit. Adventure element A, the Marrow. The marrow from the wing is an addictive substance for the kobolds, and some have been altered by long-term use. In addition to Rikir, 1 in 5 of the kobolds encountered in the mines has gained the following action. Visions of the Leviathan. Staring into the kobold's eyes, you suddenly fall through a nightmarish stormscape. A dread Leviathan wings through the rain and lightning. What evil do you see lost between the worlds? Recharge 6. All enemies within 30 feet must succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw or are frightened for 1 round. Not new setup, same setup, just showing off some prep. Just doing a bit of prep stuff. So I'm using my Zoom. I have 2 webcams, one for Zoom and one for regular. You can see the wire, unfortunately, where I've just sort of like jury-rigged it up. No, I've just hooked it up so that you can see the pad today, so you can see how I lay things out. Unfortunately, it is back to front. Not really a lot I can do about that, it doesn't seem. But, you know, we'll get there. I wonder if maybe we can make the webcam back to front or something. Flip, maybe? You'd think that'd be a flip. Actually, I wonder if you could just flip horizontally. Can I flip it? Can I just flip it? Transform, flip. Flip horizontal. There we go! There we go! Damn, Daniel, there it is! So now, let's move it around a little bit as well so you guys can see it better. Because this is the majority of my notes. They all happen on this little sheet of paper. So there we go. That'll be a lot better for you guys to see. So now you can see we've got the Marrow mines. We've got Encounter 1, Encounter 2, Encounter 3, Encounter 4, Encounter 5. We've also got a note to Rikir, who is our first NPC. Now we've got a special action there which gives people a condition. We'll put that in the Roll20. Consuming the Marrow causes horrific visions of storms and malevolent monsters winging their way through the skies. PCs who consume the Marrow must succeed a DC 14 Constitution check to avoid being paralyzed for a day. Interesting. At the end of their paralysis, the PCs discover they can read, write, and converse in the Draconic tongue. Ooh. This effect ends after 5 long rests. Very interesting. Adventure element B, Rikir's traps. Centipede pit. Falling, you land on an uneven ground. A skittering horror moves nearby. The trap consists of a well-disguised false floor covering a 10-foot drop into a pit. 3 giant centipedes. 3 giant centipedes attack anyone falling in the pit. Discovering the false floor requires a DC 12 Wisdom Perception check. I'm going to flavour that, because if someone can find a survival, I think a survival would find traps as well. So immediately we're taking that with a pinch of salt, but The DC is the important thing there. We'll keep note of that 12. It's that difficult to detect. And what we're also going to do there as well is because now we can see that there is a potentially going to be a giant centipede. We will, in fact, type giant properly and throw a giant centipede into the mix. So we now got a giant centipede. What we can do as well is we can have a quick look at their stats and we can see that, you know what, they've got 4 hit points, they've got a 13 armor class, they haven't got any special actions or anything. This is going to be easy. It's going to be an absolute cakewalk. So where it says 3, I might make that 5, just so that we can get some decent bites and try and really hurt the players, because they're going to be level 3. So we'll probably end up ramping that up straight away. We might even give them a legendary action or something. That's something I like to do when I think something's a bit too weak. I just give them a reaction, so they can use a tail attack every time anyone makes a move, for example. That's another good one that I like to do. Do you know what I've just realised? Can I do that with that as well? Bet I can, can't I? All this time I could have been the way round that I feel I should be. Here we are. Here we are now. Get rid of that so you can... okay, for some reason that's also brought more of me in. Oh hi guys, oh hi! Okay, some vampire 5e. I'm sure we could do some 5e. Yeah, is that Rakniva? I reckon we could buy the source book and have a go at that. Maybe we'll make that a small goal. We'll try and get, say, 50 quid tonight, and we'll do that. As some of you may know, my circumstances have changed recently, so this is becoming more important to me at the moment as let's not go into that. Let's carry on doing the prep for now. Tough times, basically. Long story short. So, let's have a look. We've got a box of bats. A slight drag in your step and the audible snap of a tripwire alerts you to a trap. From the darkness comes a growing cacophony of leather wings. The box of bats trap consists of a cleverly hidden tripwire that releases a swarm of bats from a wooden cage. Bats attack anyone in the passageway. Discovering the tripwire requires a DC 12 wisdom check. The tripwire can be stepped over, no roll required, or disarmed with a DC 10 thieves tools check. Nice, or possibly sleight of hand. So we'll put in the swarm of bats as well. That's another one we've got. And again, they've got 22 hit points to swarm of bats, so that's not bad. Echolocation. They've got a reasonable amount of attack damage there for low-level characters. Maybe we'll see how much we can hurt people. We'll see what we can do. So what have we got next? Right, now we've got Area 1, the entry. This sounds like a strong Encounter 1 to me, the entry. The shoulder joint of a massive wing protrudes from the side of a hill. The bone has been hollowed out into a makeshift tunnel, and the osseous walls, floors, and ceiling are covered in strange, smudged paintings depicting canine-like humanoids. Piles of bones and broken tools lie in heaps around outside the entryway. Of all the areas in the mines, the entry is most likely to be trapped. In addition to the previously described traps, the entry is guarded by kobold sentries. And we can get a real feel for how strong the guys are as well with these, I think. You know? Throw some kobolds in. Kobolds, again, weak characters. So, we can go for, like, maybe even 4 of those, you know? We could have it, like, less of a gang and more of a community down here. I like that. I do like that. That's a good idea, actually, Catalyst. Reading that there, guys. You like to use the half HP idea, where whenever it becomes low, between... if at any point between a half and max HP, a creature takes a similarly cool hit, it becomes a killing blow. Is it supposed to be half, or half and 0? Half and max or half and 0? I read it as half and 0, but then I reread it as half and thing. Anyway, unless great care is taken to eliminate sentries, they alert the Warren to the presence of the intruders via whistles that, when blown, emit a single eerie note. Eerie. There it is. Unless great care is taken to eliminate the sentries, they alert the Warren of the presence The kobolds in the mines are generally on edge, luring the sentries away from their position with intriguing sounds or flashing lights is not difficult. A secret tunnel inside the entryway is found with a DC 13 perception check. The tunnel exits deep in the reaches. Okay, so we've got entry. Sentries. We've also got... What do we think? Not a box of bats. There wouldn't be a box of bats out here, but there could be a pit of centipedes. Still, Bonds, you're not supposed to be watching the prep for your own session. Is that today or are you tomorrow? Ah, ignore me. That's tomorrow. You're fine, sir. You stay. Welcome. Welcome, Steel Bonds. I correct myself. You split your notes up into events. Yes, and this is why. Thank you for reminding me. Because I start tonight... When do we start? We start in an hour. So we start at 11 PM. And this is why. I go through... And we do entry first. So actually, encounter 1 is usually entry. So by that time, we'll get to 11:15 here. I've already messed this up and I've lost my rubber. So, after all the intros and everything are done, I expect us to be around 11:15, then on to 11:45 to get through the entry. This is my way of making sure that the game actually lasts around 3/4 of a around half an hour each one. So I want to make sure basically that it's a 3-hour adventure. So 12:15, 12:45, 13:15, and then finish up at 13:45. Wrap up. So we've got entries, we've got sentries, I think we're going to have a centipede trap there as well. That should take us around half the thing. Do kobolds already have thing? I mean, meh. Yeah, they've already got it anyway, so it's all good. Doesn't matter. Like I say, I'll really scale that as we play as well. If I find that I put 4 sentries on the doorway and they absolutely cakewalk it despite them being well hidden and everything, c'est la vie. Now, Area 2, the Nexus. See, there's a little map here as well that I'm trying to figure out. So, Area 2, the Nexus. The tunnel widens into a large, irregularly shaped chamber. Crude pots of crimson soil line the eastern wall. A smudge painting depicting a massive winged creature dominates the room. A number of nest-like beds lay scattered on the earthen floor. In the likely event that the kobolds are aware of intruders in their warren, they fortify their living quarters at the wing's nexus. So yeah, that's the nexus. So we go down in past the elbow. With humorous paintings. Nah. Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't really worry about the mechanics of it. I'll just do what feels right at the time. One of the things that I find you can fall into the trap of is if you prepare to do a lot of combat and a lot of damage, you will do a lot of combat and a lot of damage. And you know what? Some people just don't sign up for that. Some people, they want to come along and they just want to have some fun, you know. So we'll see. Don't get me wrong, if I need to be evil and deal a lot of damage, I can do that. Like if people want that, they can have it. But I'm not going to prepare for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just preparing the timing of the one shot of the minute to get through this in an exciting way. So Area 2, the Nexus. I think the Nexus is a good next place to move on to. And we'll call that we'll say DC 13 hidden. DC 13 passageway to Nexus. We want blood. You bastards. In the likely event that kobolds are aware of intruders in their warren, they will fortify the living quarters at the Winged Nexus. Several kobolds take half of a position near the entry to the Nexus and use slings as the PCs approach. Ricker and a few kobold guards take half of a position at the back of the chamber and use their slings when the PCs pass the entryway. After the PCs have reached the room, all remaining kobolds engage in melee and attempt to block the PCs from targeting Ricker and his guards. The marrow in the pots is magical, and a DC 10 intelligence reveals it is likely dangerous to consume. So, we've got, I reckon, we've got 8 to 12 kobolds in this room. And we see Rick here for the first time. Pencil's rubbish. I literally just had my pen run out on me, so I'm now scavenging for pens. I think there's some downstairs, but I can't be bothered to go and get some. So we've got 8 to 12 kobolds and Ricky. We've got Marrow. DC 10 check to see if it's dangerous. And we've got, we'll make a note about the Marrow down here. That's pretty much it, really. We've got 8 to 12 kobolds, we've got Ricky, we've got Marrow. So far, this is a very combat-heavy module. Which, you know, doesn't make me upset, but what I think we might do is when we've got through a lot of this, I might twist it and flavour it, because I like to make my kobolds intelligent, okay? They're now an accepted race, for Christ's sake. You know, people play as kobolds. So I don't just want them to be sling-chucking, like, automatons. You know what I mean? I want them to be...
I want them to have conversations, you know, like, hey, look, you've killed most of us. How about you just let me go? I'll even help you. Look, I've got coin. You like coin, right? Please don't kill me.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, I think that is part of the thing, Catalyst. 5e reads very combat heavy. Personally, the combat I think could be improved in 5e. I find it gets quite slow. That's why I use a lot of like real life timers and stuff to keep things moving and keep it exciting. Because I think when you're sitting there, okay, so now in the initiative order, next up we have Steven. Steven, you have 2 moves, 1 bonus action, a reaction possibly, and it just rolls on and on and on and on. I much prefer the narrative style, you know. So like you'll notice when I'm DMing, when we were doing combat, I'll change the music. I'll make the music a bit more rah, and I'll like get things going, try and get things, you know, moving. So what else have we got down here? That's it. So right, that's that. Area 3 is the Reaches. What is the point of this mission? Okay, they leave it open. Fantastic. Area 3 is the Reaches. The tunnel narrows until you must crouch to continue. At the end, you discover an opening into a large stone cavern. Piles of excrement sit on the floor, and shuffling noises sound from the darkness above. I am warm. We had a big storm though, that was exciting. Okay, so Area 3 is the Reaches. I don't feel like the Reaches should be encounter free, because I feel like it's already over. So we need something else to happen in encounter 3. We're going to put encounter 4 down here as the Reaches. And this is going to be, yet again, potentially combat heavy unless they're warned. Because down here we've got Urds. Are Urds in the SRD? Oh dear. Urds are not in the SRD, so what we do, we go and Google what an Urd is. It's a winged kobold. Okay. Okay. I know they don't have winged kobolds. I know they don't. So, let's look at the stat modifications for a winged kobold. Okay, so let's compare this quickly. Fuck that up there. Let's get the Kobold up here. So what we've got? We've got the same... They've got a higher stats, they've got higher armor, they've got higher hit points. Okay. So what we do... I think I can bring in a second monster. Can I do that? Is that bringing me a second character sheet? No, same character sheet. Damn. Damn, Daniel! What to do. Well, you know what? We're just going to make one quick. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to call it a winged kobold. We're going to leave it to no one except me to see. We could even take... I'm not going to take that picture to describe them because that's kind of a dick move. Then we're going to go back to edit because this is in fact an NPC. Cancel that. Opt out. Let's go to here. Where do you do all of the stuff? I know you can make it an NPC somewhere. NPC. There it is. Brilliant. So we've got a winged kobold. NPC type is a small humanoid. We've got an armor class of 13, and it doesn't describe what armor it's got. So we'll leave that blank. Hit points, we've got 13. Formula, don't give a monkeys. We've got 30 feet of speed, no matter what it does. It doesn't matter if it's flying or not, it still has 30 speed, so I'm not going to bother to specify. Click on the sheet and duplicate it. That's a good idea. How'd you duplicate? Duplicate. Boom! Beautiful. Love it. Copy of Kobold. Perfect. Well done, guys. Well done. Impressive. Winged Kobold. 30 feet in any direction. Formula, don't care. The health points they've got is 7. The armor they've got is 13. They've got 7. They've got 16 there. They've got 9, 8, 7, 8. Correct. They have... none of those. They have dark vision for 60 feet. Correct. They have passive perception of 8. Correct. They speak common and draconic. Correct. Their challenge is a quarter, where 50 XP, which is useful if you use XP, but I don't. They also have pack tactics and sunlight sensitivity, which is exactly what they've got. They've got a dagger and a dropped rock. So we'll change the sling to a dropped rock. Dropped rock, that's a ranged attack, +5 to hit. Was that the same on the dagger? Oh, it is. Modify that as well. That's also +5 to hit. It's because I've got the extra thing. It's 1d4 +3 because of his dexterity change. The range is still 5 feet though, that's cool. Dropped rock 5, that'll be +3 because of the increased thing. And the hit is 1d6 +3. So they're going to be able to do some damage. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. And we can edit that and call it Winged Kobold. Save changes. There we go. So that's that bit done. So let's go back in now. The wingtips extend deep into the ground. A cluster of Urds live in the deep reaches of this wing, and they keep their distance from the west of the warren. The Urds have dug caverns that intersect with the wing, and they perch high in the shadows where the drop stones are interlopers. They do not consume the marrow. Okay, so the treasure's quite cool as well. They've got a pot of red paint, crimson hue. Oh, okay, and they've got a feather, the Leviathan, which can be a +1 staff or into a quiver of +1 arrows. The other thing we can use as well, it says they've got a lot of baubles and things that they can do. Rick here is likely to collect coins and baubles, so we can give them some gold, and also maybe do a roll on the very underused, I find, random trinkets table in the player's handbook, which I love. Okay, so this is literally just a setting. This is all we've got. There's not really any story here, you know? So we've got a nice setting. So what happened? How did they get this quest? That's the first question we're going to ask ourselves. Who is Rick here? What are his motivations? And we're going to make some notes about the Marrow as well. So let's get on that, shall we? Whew. See how much I move my notepad as well as I'm just like getting hotter and hotter. Gradually. There you are. I'll put it back there so you can see again. Go back there. If you do it with just notes about stuff, it usually makes settings be just bland. What are they here to get? Exactly. Why are they here? I have got a suspicious feeling from the very first thing. It says, I was taken by the evil dogs while camping near Gav's bog. They dragged me into their lair, and it wasn't until I escaped that I knew the truth of the place. A great and bony wing buried in the side of a hill. They chained me in the dark with a candle made from foul wax and forced me to dig at the Marrow. Their bonds were poorly made, and I fled several days later while they slept. What purpose did they have in mining the Marrow? Right, so, this is where it becomes important. So the Marrow. That's the first thing we need to talk about, really, is the Marrow. So, the Marrow is an addictive substance. Okay? Very easy there. And you've got this whole effect here, where you've got visions of the Leviathan, which I'm going to put on our Kobold friend in here. Whoops. No one needs to worry about that. So we'll add that in here. There we go. Easy clap. Consuming the Marrow causes horrific visions of storms and malevolent. Basically, it takes you to the Leviathan. Who consume the Marrow must succeed a DC 14 Constitution check. Avoid being paralyzed for a day. Woohoo! So that's something that could happen. Potentially, the party could all eat the Marrow. If they find the Marrow in the Nexus, they could potentially all eat it, become paralyzed for a day, and we go to a wake-up scene. So that is a potential there. We've got a wake-up prisoners thing. Because clearly... We'll put that there. So that's like for scene 3 potential. Hi, Tony! Yeah, Tony, welcome. We've got a potential scene there where they're prisoners. So I think the motivations of the kobolds is easy. They're addicts. They're addicted to this substance. They're gonna be getting people to come and mine the substance for them so that they can use it. Essentially, they've got a big old community of kobolds down here. I've got at least 30 or 40 kobolds. They're gonna need a lot of Marrow. So I think somewhere between the Nexus and the Reaches, they're going to find the mines one way or another, okay? And this is where they learn the motivations of Rikir. Now, I think Rikir does not eat the Marrow. I don't think he does. I think he uses the Marrow to keep his people loyal, if that makes sense. I think he's got big plans. He wants to make himself known in the world. Whew, Catalyst is mean. But I think Rikir is an entrepreneur. I think he is selling the Marrow on to local criminals. Yeah, doping them to keep them subservient and obedient. So doping his people. And he also has criminal contacts. I reckon that he's mining it not only to keep his people subservient, but also sending them the very same drug to local crime lords who are selling it on. So we'll have criminal contacts in there as well. We might have to make a Rikir, possibly. We'll buff his stats a bit, make him cool. So you've got the Reaches, you've got the Wing Kobolds. I think Encounter 5 has got to be finding Rikir, really, hasn't it? So let's see if we've got all of these places in the mine. I guess Rikir will be hiding in one of the Reaches. I think what I'll probably do is I'll put something like there-ish. I'll just have, or maybe even that could be it. May contain wing goblins. May do, or that might. The thing is, the guys aren't going to see the map, so I can basically make it up. I'm going to make another side passage. I'm going to make another side passage, which is going to be Rikir's hideaway. Now, we don't know who our adventurers are. They might just want in on the deal. If they just want in on the deal, they can just have in on the deal, you know? But I think they've been sent here by the police. No, Tony. So in the Nexus, Rikir attacks the people. And it's not until his people are broken that he runs to try and hide. As is the Kobold way. But we're going to make his own stat block, first of all. Let's do that. We've got about 13 minutes until I need to go and start the zoom up for this very game. So we're doing very, very well. Let's go and duplicate that one more time. And we shall call it Rikir. Okay, so he's got Visions of the Leviathan, he's got everything there. So let's just bump his stats up a little bit, shall we? We're going to call him Rikir. Do I call him Rikir? For now, I'm going to call him Large Kobold. So first of all, I think I'm going to give him Scale Mail. So he's going to have a 16 armor class. He's got 5 hit points. Does he have 5 hit points? No, let's buff him there as well. Let's give him 10 hit points. Don't care about the formula. Strength, let's put that up to 10, so he has the strength sensitive as a human, which is incredible for a kobold. That's massive. I'd say after a quarter of the kobolds are done, have them be delivered a message offering them a cut of the profit. Yeah, possible. Make the messenger obviously twitching, nervous, all doped up and visible. Yes, I like that steel bonds. I do like that. I might use that. We'll see where that fits in. Possibly in the mines, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. So I'm going to make his dex up, I think, to about 16. That seems fair. His constitution will draw that up as well. He's probably a bit more immune to things. But we'll make everything else really shitty. Let's see. Can he have anything else here? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So with that little buff, that should make him a lot more formidable. Not only that, though, what we can also do is we can add in a reaction attacks. On any attack, Rikir can counter attack. The large kobold can counter attack. There we go. And he was going to counter attack with his dagger. Simples. Then all we do is we go and duplicate that once more. And literally all we do now is we take the copy of Rikir. We'll change Rikir to be large kobold. Save changes. And then next up we've got the copy of Rikir, which we're just going to call Rikir. And then all we do is we go in here and we change this to say Rikir, if they learn his name, because they might not. What level? Level 3. Level 3. That'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. So, we've got the bosses, we've got the things, we've got the mines, we've got Ricky's hideaway, we've got a lot of options there. I'm happy with the one shot. It's going to run well. Half an hour per scene. Easies. So, we've got another 9 minutes. What do we do next? Well, I'll tell you. I will tell you. The first thing we do is we kill the music. Be prepared. Music. Falling. There we go. Music going down in 3, 2, 1. Gone. Music gone. Because now we go through and we find some music. Now, fortunately, I already know a few places where I can get some decent music. So one of the first ones I'm going to want is I'm going to want the Goblin Cave by Tabletop Audio. If you guys don't know of Tabletop Audio, check them out, support them. Go and give them some money because they make things more immersive for all of us. So, let's see. I'm looking for Goblin Temple. Although, to be fair, Catacombs could be a good one. It's going to be loud. Bit dark, maybe. Possibly a little bit dark. Stormy though, and the Leviathan is a storm monster, so I'm putting that in. And what we're going to do is we're going to call that Leviathan. That'll be for the Leviathan flashbacks, okay? Next up, we want to go... I was looking for that Goblin Cave, wasn't I? That's what I was looking for. Not Cave of Time, not Disembodied Spirits. Let's go... Come on. Where's the Goblin Cave? I know you're in here. Goblin Cave. Goblin's Cave. There we go. Perfect. Has it got any music on this one? I can't remember. Or is it just ambience? Ambience! Finish my tea. Bats. Good. We like bats. Good. Okay, cool. So we're happy with that. So next up, we want some music, and for music, I tend to go to Acrylate. Ooh, that sounded quite fruity, actually, didn't it? Nah, too serious. So we want something that's not. So the first thing I do, and I do this all the time. First thing I do is I like to use the long notes. They're really good. So first one is long note 1, just very good background, low tension building noise. Okay, so if your music runs out between two things, you've still got this tension in the background that I like to maintain, especially in like scarier environments. So I know that long note 1, I know that's a winner. That high just keeps the tension up. What else have we got? We've got long note 4. Long note 4 comes in hard and fast with some like a tune, and then gives you a nice shock. In just a moment, you'll get the shock. There it is. And when you learn that one, you can key it in really well. I don't think I'm going to use that one this time, though. Don't think I'm going to use that one this time, purely because I don't see any big shocks coming like that, you know? I just don't see them. How long is too long, Catalyst Creations? Please define. Because if you're worried about me, forget about it. Saying that, if they do have a flashback into the Leviathan, maybe I would use that. No, I've already got my Leviathan thing. Hey, I renamed you to Leviathan. There we go. What else have we got? We've got long note 3 is another tension one, I think. It's a shame you can't skip ahead when you're listening to these things. Boss, I'd appreciate it if you... Okay, so that's kind of sad and stuff. I like that. I'd appreciate if you didn't make like references to our LGBT community as if it's like some sort of shocking thing. we're really working hard here to be an inclusive community, and that sort of like stigma, even though I understand it's in jest, it's not the sort of thing we promote. Thank you. Is there one that gives you an ever-present looming soul-waiting one as I get deeper and deeper? I'm not sure what you mean. But we do have other things. Now, is it long time? No, it is not. Long stroll, I'm sure that's a happy one. Yeah, okay, let's forget them. So long done. There's also another one which is very good called super low note somewhere. Very low note. There it is. It's just very, very low. Yeah, the thing about stigma is, boss, it doesn't matter who spreads it. If it's spread, it's spread. So yeah, very low note. It's just very constant. I think it's quite short actually, but it's just very low. Just keeps up that tension. And again, it's another noise filler. Okay, I use it between musics when I'm going between musics. Maybe I need less bassy headphones because holy shit. No, mine are bassy too, but I love the bass. Give me that bass. Now, do we want something like there's another one which is called like After the Storm or Before the Storm or something like that. It's quite a sad one that I like to use. Dark and Stormy, that's actually a storm. How long have we got? We've got time. I like this one. Bassy and rumbly. Yeah. I think I've missed it. There's one called maybe it's down here somewhere. It's called like After the Storm or Before the Storm or something. It's very tense. It's quite high noted. It's another one by Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio and Incomputech are my two things of choice, and you guys should definitely check them out. You should definitely support Before the Storm. There we are. Yeah, it comes in way higher than my voice because I'm demoing it. Unfortunately, this add sound key, it doesn't actually have a adjustment for the noise volume. It ignores it. So, yeah. Yeah, this is from Tabletop Audio, what we're listening to right now. It's got rain in it, though, so maybe not. Maybe not so much. Let's go back to Incomputech, where we will go down to some of the other things. We've got, like, I don't want... Bad Ideas, Clean and Distressed. That's like sort of a gangster style thing. Okay, so let's go. We don't want bass vibes. We want Bittersweet. Is that a happy one or a sad one? I can't remember. Yeah, kind of happy. Well, longing sort of happiness. The thing is, I recognize a lot of the ones that I like to use. It's just a matter of finding them, and we've got about a minute or two before I should really get on. So we're not going to use children's theme here. Definitely not. There's no way that's needed. Classic horror, they're quite good. Yeah, Fanburst, you can upload your own stuff. We had Ali upload some stuff for us. It's not really a horror game, this though, really, is it? It's more of they're just like clearing out a cave. So I'm gonna ignore that. Come play with me. That sounds fun. Nope. Comfortable mystery. It's got potential. It's got potential. Wily Hobbit, what a guy. What a guy. Nicest guy. Yeah, anytime Wily Hobbit wants like any tips or anything like that, just send him my way. I'd love to help that guy out as much as possible. He's just such a nice guy. Okay, now that sounds pretty good. What I'm not going to do now is, because I can see I've got some players in the chat here, I'm not going to show you what I do with that, but what you can do is you can change the tone of one of the songs by adding it to others. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to take a happy song, but then base it on some of them very low notes that build a lot of angst and tension. And you can change the the interpretation of the music altogether, but unfortunately I'm not going to show you that because I can see the players are already in the Roll20. So I'm not going to do that just yet. Crusades to happy. Dangerous is to... Oh, I do enjoy the Dance Macabre. Ready? That first note's going to be loud. Where is it? Oh, hang on, maybe I'm listening to the wrong movement. Nope. Actually, boss fight music. Definite boss fight music. So that's we'll use that as the boss fight. We've got Dark Walk there. There, that's one of the ones I like to use. Brilliant. That'd be our entrance music, I think. That'll be our intro, and we'll use that. And that's probably enough music now, I think. So we'll use that. Let's just quickly go for intro. We'll also go for boss, just so that we can keep note of everything. We'll go for ambience, and the low notes, I already know what they do. And Goblin's Cave also, I already know what they do. So I think that's everything. I think we're ready to run our campaign now, or one shot. You can see this is where I'll put the player names when we know the player names. Like when they're introducing their characters, I'll write down Bob, Paul, George, Ringo, whoever else is in the game, and we'll go from there. But right now, I'm gonna go and do the setup stuff with the players. So this is where I'm gonna go and speak to them about what their lines and veils are. Tell them about the flower system. If you guys ever see us doing that on stream, that's giving an O. That's just telling everyone that we're okay. It's the check-in system to let everyone know that we're okay with what's going on. You might see it especially around particularly romantic, scary, graphically horrific, especially if like kids are involved. You might see an O come up, or even sometimes an N, which is this is getting bad for me. If it gets really bad, you might even see an X, which means we need to stop and change the story up, which is something that we do gladly, because quite frankly, if you're not enjoying the game, we're not doing it right. So we'll change it up immediately. I'm gonna go, guys. We'll be back in about half an hour with our stream. Be lucky. Keep evoking emotions. I will see you very soon. See you later.